The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the wonderful Wednesday, the March 4th edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there. Let those fingers do the walking. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question, and in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to last show. Right now, we got all the indices in the green today, up 3%, nearly 3% in the Dow. It's up 757 points. 2 6/10% in the S&P, 79. NASDAQ up 2 6/10 as well. That's 231 points. Russell's up just under 2%, 26 points. Semi's up 3.5%. New York Stock Exchange 2.5%. Wilshire 2.5%. Tranny's up 1.6%. Composite up 2.5%. Spot volatility index. We'll start there in just a moment. It's trading down 17%, off $6. We're going to focus on that because we believe that that will give us perhaps the biggest clue of the day as to what the intent of the S&P 500 or the markets are. Gold is off $2. Silver up 3 cents. Light sweet crude is up a quarter. Natural gas up just a bit. Treasury bonds, 30 years up 9 ticks. Amazon, dollar-wise, leading the charge to the upside. That's up $47. Humana up 42. Anthem is up 37. Mercado Libre 31. Google 28. To the downside, Cardlytics off $29 or 33%. The trade desk is off 4. There's a few things to the downside. But let's go to what we really should focus on. Now, why did Stevie say the VIX? Well, really for a couple different reasons. Let's take a look at this as a tool and its ability to help guide us as to what the intent of the market is. So one of the things that you and I know is, especially when we just take a look at the numbers, you still have the spot volatility index trading at $30.52. Yet when we take a look at every single forward futures contract, you can see price is still well above that. That is a backwardation that has to resolve itself. Only really two ways to resolve itself. Either the futures contracts say, you know what, we should be more nervous than we are, and that the event that's going on is longer term than what we're taking a look at, or the spot volatility index has to get back in line, meaning trading at or near or below all of those future contracts. So how are we going to know which is which? Because look, the bottom line right now, spot volatility is trading at 30.59. Its 50-day exponential moving average is 19.53. But here's what I want you to know about that. That 1953 level, that could be the target. Now, Steve-O, anybody could say that. How are we going to know if price is going to go target 1953? Well, first, before it targets that, the first target's going to be 24.40. That'd be the real first test. But first, price must bust through support. So where is support? Inside the spot volatility index. Can somebody take a look at the spot volatility index chart, which would be the top portion of my bottom left-hand panel, and tell me where support is? Let me show you how we can do that. It's called Stevie's green red line. The oscillator and change line works this way for every single tool out here. And right now that line is green. And that line level is 29.95. You can see yesterday through all of the wild gyrations, it was a test and rejection of that level. Now what you're looking for, if the markets are going to move higher, and this is more than just some kind of counter trend moves, gyrations that are out here, what we will see is the spot volatility index close below 29.94. Now look, that number may change by a couple of pennies out there. So this just call it 29.90 since I won't be here at 4 p.m. to tell you. But if you do see a close below 29.94, the first level of support will have failed inside the spot volatility index. Now, the reason why this is also important, the last time the spot volatility index formed a top, it was with bar number 9 of a TD setup 9-count pattern. Let me just get my cursor here going. That was on the trading day of January 31st. What you'll notice is that there's a new TD9 count. It was bar number 8. Remember, it could be bar number 8, 9 to the bar following 9. So this simply follows along with that pattern. I can share with you it's the last 4 or 5 spot volatility index tops have formed with this TD9 count pattern. But remember, all that a topping pattern has the right to do is first push price back to support. And where is support? Well, you and I know where support is. We can clearly identify a key level of support, and that is at the 29.95-ish range out there. We'll call it 29.90 to 29.97. So, but a close below that, a bust of support, and then, of course, staying below support tomorrow. Right? Everything has to have follow through, but just simply a mere closing below Stevie's red or green line at this stage of the game here would be an important clue for you and I as to what the intent of the market's next move would be. Now, we go from that VIX chart to the other chart that said, okay, if you bust through that level of support, where's the next level of support? Well, that would happen to be the top of my Bollinger Band. I don't use Bollinger Bands except for one thing out here. And that is on the spot volatility index. It is not the typical 22 two deviation move out there. I use 50 and 1, and I have found use in that. And so 24.41 would be the next test. Now, my experience is if price can get back inside that Bollinger Band, and maybe that's how these Bollinger Bands are supposed to work. I can't tell you if that's the case or not. But what price should then do, 24.41, close below that. I'm not saying all this happens today, folks. We're just simply giving you some markers, excuse me, to be able to help you understand what the market is communicating to you and I. What is the message of the markets? Below 24.41, what I was going to say is if price closes below that, then that's where that 1953 level comes into play. And so this is step by step by step by step. And really, we can end the show here right now with regard to the equity markets. This is really the only one thing that you need to focus on. Nah, just kidding you. There's more. That's what we're going to do during the next 45 minutes or so out here. But this is really the important thing to be paying attention. Now, why would Steve-O even say something like that? Well, you know, if we were to go to our market profiles, let me see, this chart right here, which could look a little bit messy. Here we go. If we go to our market profiles, and this is the thing that is hard to describe. It's easy to describe. It's hard to figure out. Is this real? Real? Look at the size of that daily market profile from 2907 to 3397.50, which could be the target, friends, for the S&P or the ESPN, I should say. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we should ask the other question, right? You've got the good news and the bad news kind of thing. You got the yin and the yang. And you would ask me this question: what happens if the spot volatility index doesn't close below 2993, or whatever that number is going to be, Stevie's green line, today? Then I've got no conviction in being able to say that there's a bottom that's in place. And these wild swings that we see of 700, 800, 1,000, 1,700 points, or what have you, from bottom to top, that still remains in play. That we still need to see the spot volatility, which we know at some point in time is going to get itself in line. It has to. It's just the way that it works out here. But if it rejects this 2993 level, well, it's sending you and I another important message, which is these wild swings are not yet over. But close below that and then follow through tomorrow, well, that would suggest something else. Now, there's one other level that we have to pay attention to, and I'll share that with you. One other level that you can use to make a determination. Now, with this wide profiles that we're looking at out here, look at just the left-hand panel. A bullish structured profile. And as I shared with you yesterday, my experience in bullish or bearish structured profiles, right now let's stay with the bullish structured profiles, once price gets above that center line, which is 2962, and the ES we're trading at 3089, price wants to go test the top of that box, which is 3397. Now, granted, there's some other resistance. It's below the weekly, and so at 3184, that's going to be resistance. We can find all kinds of resistance levels. Just sharing with you what it is that my experience is. Now, in the case of the NQ, panel number 2 from the left, it's slightly bullish in structure, but price is above the center of that box, 87.80. And so this is suggesting a run up to about 94.35 out there. The Dow, well above the center of its bullish structured profile, is saying 29,434 out here. And inside the Russell 2000, it's 1594. So that's where we know those levels, those tops of the boxes, are where the sellers are sitting out here Not that we haven't seen some other sellers, but that's where they're sitting out here. And that's why we go ahead and we put the spot volatility together with Stevie's green line, its TD9 count topping pattern, just simply so that I can assist you with understanding what the message of the markets is for you and I. Now, I still believe, and I mentioned this yesterday, that really all that we're in is a consolidation pattern. So for price to run up to those highs and then run back down to the lows, that may be what we're really looking at in 2020 out here, just similar to 2015, where we had a long consolidation. That is more likely the case than not. But at this stage here, it appears, well, what else is it that we have to look at? I'd mentioned there's one other number that you want to pay attention to, and that's this. And this thing worked like clockwork yesterday. Really kind of amazing. Just amazing. That's Stevie's apogee and perigee lunar phase pivot points out here. And that lunar phase pivot point is at priced, and the ES mini is priced at 31.3525. This is really all you need to pay attention to is the ES mini. And if you take a look at yesterday's wild gyrations, first was the rumor of the rate cut, then there was the announcement of the rate cut, and then there was a discussion about the rate cut. But how is it? Now, 31, 35, 25. I don't care what time frame you put this on. You're not going to find that to be a swing point. You are not going to find that to be a swing point out here. But if you take a look at yesterday's price action, that's all you and I really need to do is evaluate price action. If you're asking Stevie, where are the sellers sitting? They're sitting at 31.35 and a quarter. We saw that yesterday. We saw that when the pivot point formed back around February 26th. Don't quote me on that, but it looks like right around February 26th. I think it was around, I don't remember. I'm not going to give you. It was early in the morning, 6:30, something like that. In any event, if you get a close above 31.35, you get the spot volatility to close below Stevie's green line, then all of those things start to come to fruition out here. So we're ways away. We're at 30.88, so we're ways away from that 31.35 level. May not be till overnight, but I would be watching that. And if I'm up, if I'm alert, if I'm in my trading desk out here, and I'm seeing price get to 31.35, I'll be ready to hit the trigger in either direction at that stage of the game. Now, I do have the apogee pivot points for the NQ, the Dow. By the way, the Dow was very close to hitting that level yesterday, and the Russell 2000. Focus on the ES Mini because it is providing really the overall best signal for that. That doesn't mean that the NQ is close to the 88.69 level right now. We're only about 15 points away from that or less. So it may give us a clue, but really Stevie's focus is on the ES Mini. I think that's where your focus should be as well, and it would be that 31.35 level. So, Peter, I hope that helps you out with regard to the overall market. But I know you're going to say, and I mean this in a very positive way, well, wait, can't there be more, Steve-O? There can't. Don't you like how I have conversation with people who aren't really even having conversations with me? That's a beautiful thing. So what is it, Peter, that you and I additionally should take a look at to help us assess the market conditions out here? Exactly. Market breadth. So let's go take a look at the market breadth, see what's going on inside the S&P 500, inside the NASDAQ out here. And so we're on the cusp. It's on the cusp. What do you mean it's on the cusp, Steve-O? So now I'm taking a look at the spot volatility index, taking a look at the apogee pivot point out here. Now taking a look at the market breadth for the S&P. Well, this is the NASDAQ. My apologies. That's okay. Let's stay with the NASDAQ out here. We'll go back to the S&P 500. And here what you can see, it's getting really close to a bullish crossover. It isn't there just yet. We're talking about the NQ. We're talking about the NDX 100. There are 18 constituents, 18 equities inside the NDX 108 or whatever it is actually that are trading above the top of their profiles. There are 23 that are trading below. When this converges here, they get to equal. You'll see those lines kiss. And if they're cousins, it's not going to happen, right? But anyway, Steve-O, stay on track here, Steve-O. So we don't have the bullish crossover, at least not just yet. But if we did, Peter, what we would have is really kind of the hat trick, kind of stealing from Basil, but it's a totally different hat trick out here. But it would be the signals. And you could see this occur today for sure. You could see a bullish crossover. Now, this is the NASDAQ 100. Let's go take a look at the – what did I do? What did I do? Okay, good. Let's go take a look at the S&P 500 out here, which is not as close as the NDX. So we'll focus on the NDX's market breadth out here for a clue. But you'll see here, let me just get rid of the instruments trading in between. Inside the S&P 500 is 65 constituents trading above the top of their profile, 137 below the bottom. So, but first, this is a lagging indicator, but it's a really important indicator to tell us about market breadth, the trend, what should hold up or not hold up out here. In fact, this morning was clearly kind of interesting as in the intraday charts, as price was pulling back. It wasn't the market breadth was bullish on the short-term time frame, 1 hour time frame out here, but this had a positive crossover at 9 o'clock this morning. So all of the movements to the downside, all you really wanted to do was find support. Well, that was pretty easy. That's the TD9 breakout level inside the ES Mini. That was 30.31 out here. That was hit at 10 o'clock with positive market breadth. Steve Rhodes will be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So you got the Dow up about a little over 800 points, give or take out here. But let's take a look at the next important level to be watching. And I know that the focus so far has been on the S&P 500. It's because the ES Mini is giving us some good resistance signals. The NQ has been giving us good bottoming signals, good signals overall. But the ES Mini here, let's just take a look at it. Get to the point, Steve-O. Come on already. People are waiting. They're listening. Okay. So now if we take a look at this chart, 2-hour time frame chart for the ES Mini, forms a nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom at the lows on Friday last week. If we take a look, if I were to ask you, where is the real clear area of resistance that price must close above on a 2-hour time frame, which I believe 2 o'clock is the next 2-hour time frame, to suggest that we're going even higher? Now, granted, if it doesn't close above this level at 2 o'clock and it starts trading above it at 210, then it's still at least telling us that price is broken above a key level of resistance. What is that number? Exactly, 30.96.25. That is the TD9 count breakdown line. So the TD9 count pattern provides us with really three very important, or four, I guess I should say, four very important pieces of information. First is the 9 count. And we know when we get to bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9 to be looking for a potential change in trend. That's either moving up or moving down. So we'll call those 2 of the 4 things. The other 2 things are resistance. So even if the 9 count fails to identify a top or a bottom, what it does is it provides us where we have real clear breakout support or resistance. These are not swing points either. And that's really the beauty of it. And that's really the enhancement. I'm not saying don't use swing points. What I am saying is add this to your arsenal. Look, isn't this stuff fun? Because it's just numbers. It's just looking at patterns, isn't it? Now, of course, somebody out there is saying, oh, Steve, hold on a minute. If you're telling me you equate this to fun, we got to talk. I have a pretty good time. I have a good time doing this. I have a good time doing everything that I do. Not indifferent to you do the same thing. I know that the reason that each of us are here, each of us, and we have similar outcomes. We have similar patterns. We have similar, we're all about growth. I guarantee we're all about growth, all about contributing. Well, look at what goes on inside our Tiger's Den all day long out there. And so it's those things that pull us together. But look, this is fun. This is just numbers. This is not me now. The cool thing here is that I just look at a group of specific tools that are very clear at pointing what the intention of the market is. We don't know what's going to happen next, but we can identify the intention. We can make a determination that if the ES Mini, certainly by 2 o'clock, closes above 30.96.25, something it has not been able to do, another area that found resistance yesterday, that's saying that we go up to the next level. Now, that next level, we've got another resistance identified on the 2-hour time frame chart, 32.58, but we'll fall back to this, and I don't remember what apogee is right now off the top of my head, but we would certainly go take a look at that very important pivot point. So Peter, I know you wanted more. There's your more, and there's your intraday signal to be watching for out there. Now, you would want to take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. Let's go switch over, take a look at that. It's advanced decline oscillator. Now back above the minus 150 level. So that's a good thing. Chances are, but I won't make this. I can't make this statement. Here's the problem, Peter, is that I've got to see all those other things take place, like the spot volatility index, because I know if those things don't take place, that spot volatility index still stays above Stevie's green line out there. The trap door could open to the downside easily. Not that it can't. If it's trading below that, it's just so. If I take the New York Stock Exchange for me right now, Peter, isn't really helpful. I will tell you its message though. With the advanced decline oscillator below the zero line, sellers are the ones that are still in control. With the spot volatility index being above 1953, the 50-day exponential moving average out there, sellers are still in control out here. So I can't really use the New York Stock Exchange per se for a good enough message for us. But and that's why you and I and everybody else out there, we fell back to the market breadth inside the NDX 100, the S&P 500, the spot volatility, and the ESPN, all the things that we've already done. So that is my take on the overall markets, what they're doing out here and what one should be watching for. So I hope that helps everybody out, quite frankly. The cool thing about this is Tiger Nation, and we are all really on the same team, trying to have each other's backs out here. So let's go to our first question. This one coming in from Hector and the fuel injector. So let's pull this over, this set of data, this set of charts. Let me actually type in the symbol in case it's got to update some historical bars. But it is Boeing, ticker symbol BA. Now let's go read Hector's question. Happy Wacky Wild Wednesday. You got to love that. 2 days ago, March 2nd, the hair on your neck stood on end as we backed the truck up and loaded up on Boeing. Oh, boy. Estivo disciples, please advise, did we do you proud? You do me proud no matter what. The question is, what is Boeing doing? So this is the daily time frame chart for Boeing. I can guarantee you that what you did was you bought a bottom, at least with regard to a bottom pattern. Whether it holds or not, it's a whole different story out there. But it was the TD9 count on the daily time frame out there. It was the bar following bar 9. Looks like on Friday that formed that pattern. So you've made a good trade out here. Your stop would be a close below the low of Friday. Right? We can't control necessarily what the market is going to do. Right now, what Boeing is doing on a daily basis, Hector, it's trading in between support and resistance. Support is the bottom of its profile, 276.76. Resistance, 291.09, top of the box. But wait, we've got more. There's other resistance inside Boeing. Boeing must clear 298.44 for you to answer the question and be able to say that you did yourself proud out here. So right now, the daily basis for Boeing says valid TD9 count bottom. Price right now just consolidating between support and resistance, and not until it clears really 298.44. That number will change slightly. Will you then be out of the woods, so to speak, to suggest that Boeing will travel up to 344.50? Now that's the daily time frame. Let's go look at the weekly time frame for you, see what its signals are. So on the weekly time frame, what you want to be paying attention to is any move lower. And I'll just expand this out. Just give me a second to add a few more here. Where is it? That's not it. Let's try this. All right, line length. Let's increase that line length. Let's just do it to 100 out here and hit OK. So that didn't do it. Yeah, it moved it. But so if price closes below the low of Friday, Hector, then what you're looking for is the next level of support will be 262.76 out there. That's its TD9 count. That takes us back into, quite a while ago. Oops, I didn't mean to do global. I didn't want to do global. There we go. Takes us back into November 24th of 2017. And on the monthly basis, we go to breakout here. What do we have for Boeing? If Boeing craters and falls apart, what it ideally wants to do, Hector, is trade down about 184.53. The daily, you've got the bottom. You just haven't broken through any resistance out here, so it's hard to say. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So let's take a look at light sweet crude out here. Light sweet crude formed a real nice bottom, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom out here. Since then, a new profile has formed. This popped up yesterday. And right now, in order for this to get bullish, so this really kind of goes back to Hector's question about Boeing. He bought the bottom, so he bought the bottom pattern, and that's why you have your stop, at least a close below that level out there. And here we've got a bottom as well, but we have to identify and understand where resistance is because we know where the battles are going to take place. And this is how this red-green line, Stevie's oscillator and change line works. You guys get to see it all the time in action. And, you know, when I first built it, it was to understand when a retracement was just a retracement, not a reason to exit your position out there. Of course, this is not a tool to identify the exact top tick or the exact bottom tick out there. I don't have that tool, but I do have this tool. And so let's talk about this tool out here. And if we take a look at it right now, the bulls keep trying to bust out above resistance. Right now, that resistance level is 47.52. If light sweet crude can close above that, give or take a penny or two out here, then what you're looking at is you're looking at a move that would take you up to resistance, the next resistance level, and that's 49.64. If price can close above 49.64, that ought to unleash a rally. Could be short covering rally. Who knows? He can never really figure it out, at least not during the process. But that should unleash a move up to 58.64. Can we call 58.64 now? No, we can call it as a target. But we can also say the only way we get to 58.64 is there's a battle, a tug-of-war battle, or some kind of battle that's going on right now. It's Stevie's red line, 47.52. And then the next area where sellers would be sitting at 49.64. Now, the good news is on any pullback, what light sweet crude should do is find support at 45.43 out there. So that's what's going on with regard to light sweet crude for the daily time frame. If we take a look at natural gas out here, a slightly different pattern. What's different about it, Steve-O? Well, let's open up the chart and see. You see, this too had a very nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Really the best bottoms that markets make out there. And I'll tell you with regard to the indices, when you see these form, and I'll say on a weekly basis, if you see this pattern form on a weekly basis inside of the Dow, Hector, then load up the truck. With a stop, of course, but truly load up the truck on the Dow. You don't believe me? Go back to 1896 and look at every Rhodes momentum indicator bottom that formed on a weekly basis, and you tell me if you should have backed up the truck. Now, let's go back to natural gas here. So price has now also got the nice bottom. Price above Stevie's red line. In fact, yesterday was a beautiful test and then rejection. So the pullback about to Stevie's red line, that's price at 1.753. Price above that. So where's the next level of resistance? I'm going to move over to this other chart here to identify our levels of profiles. There's a new profile that formed today. Give me a second to find that, pull that up. You can see that right here, right now. By the way, the low of today was the bottom of that profile. Bottom's at 1.786. The actual low is 1.785. My apology out there. Now, where's price headed to? See, in the case of natural gas, nice bottom, clears the first level of resistance. But what we also know is price is traveling up into a bearish structured TAS market profile. Notice how the top of the box, that's at 1.901, is much closer to the center at 1.872 than the bottom. Obviously, the top has got to be closer to the center than the bottom. I really meant the center is closer to the top versus the bottom out there. So resistance, if you are long UNG or you long natural gas, your battle, your war that you want to win is going to be between the price level of 1.872 and 1.901. And if price can clear 1.901, nothing more bullish than a failed bearish pattern. Now, the pattern here is the structure of the box versus the other patterns that you and I tend to look at out there. I'll just pull this over here again for Ruby just to make sure that she's got that or anybody else that has it. We were talking about no sugar tonight in my coffee, and that is because I don't drink coffee. But I'll take the sugar. Now, in the case of sugar, this topped with a beautiful TD9 count pattern out here, right? It does it on, I said right, but you can't say right. Maybe you don't even have this tool. Maybe you're not familiar with this tool. But tops or bottoms can form on the bar following bar 9, or it could be bar 9 or bar number 8. Well, this happened to be the bar following 9. There was no other tool or pattern that I'm familiar with that would have said, hey, guess what? Looks like sugar is going to form a top. Does it have to? No, but did it? Yes. And now price is pulling back to its second breakout area. Broke through the first one, 1436. Today is going to be bar number 8. And that suggests to you and I, for those of you that like to go long sugar out here, that it could either be today's low, because I don't know if it's going to be bar 8, or it could be tomorrow on Thursday, or it could be on Friday. Ideally, whenever that 8th, 9th bar or 10th bar forms, that it's really above 1337. That's what you would prefer to see. Sometimes you don't always get it, but if you do get it, that would be your long entry, or should be your long entry into sugar. But let's do this here. Let me see what's going on intraday, Ruby, and see what we can find, since price is so close to a potential key level of support, and the daily is doing what it's doing. So let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart for sugar and see if there's any kind of bottom pattern here. Unfortunately, I don't have anything. You're in bar 8 on the 30-minute time frame, but price is also below Stevie's red line there. That's at 1351. So that's just telling us that even on a short-term time frame, it hasn't confirmed any type of a bottom, but that could happen. Bar 8 ends at 2, bar 9 on the 30-minute, 2:30, and 3 o'clock. You might have your intraday time frame signal out there, but you're going to want to see price close above at least Stevie's red line. Again, currently priced at 1351 for the 30-minute time frame, to suggest that maybe you're getting an early signal of a bottom out there. So that's what I would do. That's what I would take a look at. That is the May contract for sugar. Yeah, May contract. Is that correct, Ruby? J. J would be April. K would be May. If I've got my P's and Q's correct out there. J's April, K is May, U is June. How do they do that? No, U is September. Yeah, I'll figure that out when we get there. Now you're asking me to triple task. It's tough enough to double task. Yeah, K's got to be May. It's the only thing that rhymes with May is K. Okay. All right. So what do we want to take a look at next out here? What do we want to take a look at next? Let me just check the email system in case somebody has sent in a email. It's been kind of yep, we've got some. Okay, let me go in reverse order here. So the golf guy, is this the golf guy? Dan the man Levitan. I'd like to hear your thoughts on BTAI. BTAI. So let's go take a look at BTAI. Let's just see what it's doing profile-wise out here, Dan. BTAI. And this is Bioxyl Therapeutics. Bioxyl Therapeutics right now, just looking at the daily time frame chart here, Dan, this is just simply consolidating between support and resistance. Support is 2840. Resistance is 43.63. That's the top of its daily box out there, and that was the bottom of its daily profile. So just a consolidation pattern is what Steve-O sees at this stage here of the game for Bioxyl Therapeutics. When we come back from this break, we'll see if the charts show us anything else out there to be concerned about. See Rhodes with TFNN. Be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So, Dan, during the break, I went ahead and took a look at BTAI for its weekly, its monthly, its quarterly. No information here. So we know that what this instrument did was it formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It confirmed that with this little bear separation candle that's out here. Now, remember, when you form a top, all the sellers really have the responsibility of doing is pushing price down to test support. So support is held. That's the bottom of that daily profile. It was about 6 trading sessions ago. As long as price stays above 28.40, you're in good shape. If it closes below 28.40, 28.40. Key level of support will have broken. Price should get down into the gap. That gap is, the top of that gap is 25.04. And if price closes below that, you could see this instrument pull all the way back to $6.05. I don't want to go off on the limb and say that's the case, but that's its breakout level of support. Now, that gap also was a breakout, so I'm not going to be disingenuous there. That's a break. That's wide price spread accelerated volume out here. But right now, price is consolidating and holding up pretty well. Michael wanted to take a look at Disney, so let's go take a look at Disney. Michael, let's see here. Planning on selling calls against this position. This has been in my family for 45 years. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Here's what Disney is doing. It formed an A to B equals CD to the downside. I don't have my tool to draw that in here, but I can tell you that is like 1 to 1.272 or 1 to 1.618. Now, it confirmed that by the D point of the A to B equals CD. It did that when it generated a hammer candle a couple of days ago. So what this is suggesting to you and I is that if Disney can close above about 118.89, that's the top of its that's the center of its bullish structure daily profile. Close above that, you should see a move to 123.99. Above that, 127.42 would be in the cards. If Disney decides to move lower, though, out here, and that pattern doesn't hold, Disney will pull back to 99.70, or should pull back to 99.70. That is its weekly TD 9-count breakout. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. 2 more great hours of programming up next, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Thirsty Thursday. Thanks again, folks.